This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie, what's on your mind?
We're about to find out.
We're going to pull it apart today, pal.
Yeah. Fucking let's do this.
Yes, man.
Anytime there's a full Ask Meanie episode, I'm excited. A little inside baseball. I am currently in Rhode Island for a convention. And it's a dual. I got a booking in Rhode Island. Let's visit, the family in Connecticut. So, dual purpose.
Yep.
And then we're going to go watch the Barbie movie. So, yeah.
I love it. You're going to go to Oppenheimer right after it?
I'm going to do Ask Bernard. What is the Oppenheimer Barbie thing that I keep seeing on fucking social media?
I love it, dude. So Oppenheimer is, so apparently it's just some it's the typical absurdist bullshit on Twitter where it's like, it happened during The Dark Knight. So when The Dark Knight was released in 2008, the second movie that came out with as much hype was Mamma Mia. So they started calling it I think it was The Dark Mama or The Dark Mia. And so now it's the same thing. It's like Barbie's coming out at one hand when it's just the super fun, easygoing movie, and then Oppenheimer, which is about the fucking atomic bomb. And it's like the juxtaposition of them. So they're calling it Barbieheimer, and it's just goofy shit. But I am fully about going to see Barbie and then going to see Oppenheimer right after that, just to do it.
I guess one of my favorite memes was fucking they had Rhea Ripley that had her from a couple years ago as Barbie, and then her now as Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer. Yeah. To me, that is the most brilliant fucking meme, I guess. Yeah, but I've been seeing them. What the fuck is this all about? I don't get it. But, thank you, sir.
It's good shit, man. It's always fun. But what else is good shit, sir? If I may,
yeah, of course.
A question for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to.
It's time to ask Meanie anything.
Ask me something.
This is a drizzling shit.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Don't forget, each and every week, typically in our shows, we do a segment where we ask Meanie all of your questions when you use the hashtag AskMeanie and you tweet us at our social media pages or comment. But this week, like Meanie said, we are doing a full Ask Meanie for you this week. So we have a bunch of questions, and we're going to pull them apart right now. We're going to start with the Pod Squad. And also, don't forget, you can sign up for the Pod Squad today by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And before I forget, though, Meanie, it's seltzer time, brother. Did you bring your drink today?
I fucked up.
It's okay. I got a big one for us here. This is the generic cheap shit from Aldi. Pink grapefruit. So I'm going to crack this sucker here in 3.
I am so sorry.
Oh, dude, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, I will drink for both of us here. It's fine. 3, 2, 1. Listen to that. Listen to that cheap shit sizzle right there. Pinky's up.
Here, I'll fake it. See, I got it. I got 2.
There you go. Double fisting. I like it, pal. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Butt chugging.
That sounds dangerous as fuck, doesn't it? Like butt chugging.
All right. Here, solid. Here I go.
Yep. Here he goes. Oh man, look at him. And if you can see this right now at mindofthemeanie or patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie, he's butt chugging.
I'm going to burp. I got it.
Yeah. Here's the burp after the butt chug. So here's Shackleford, aka Andrew Bailey, wants to know ECW the movie. Has there ever been any rumblings of such a thing ever?
Never, but holy shit, that would be. You'd have to do it in a Boogie Nights kind of way. It could be done. Like if you do it like Boogie Nights meets Invincible, where it's done in that era around Philly and stuff like that. And if it's done well, yeah, dude, you could do it. Just holy shit. Yeah, it would have to be like a Boogie Nights top. Boogie. I always said ECW was one part Slapshot, one part Major League, and the crowd was the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So it was just like, it was already a movie. Those movies, ECW reminds me of those movies. So there's so many stories too. And people think they know like all the ECW stories. There's so many, there's a lot that haven't been said to maybe protect people. But, there's never been rumblings of it, but that would be good. It's like Rob Zombie was supposed to do a movie on the Broad Street Bullies. And it just turned into a clusterfuck and it never happened. But dude, I wish they would do a fucking ECW movie. The ECW was the Broad Street Bullies of fucking wrestling. It was kind of cool,
Yeah.
When the Broad Street Bullies' favorite bar, Rexy's, fucking burnt down over in Jersey. There's a bar over in Jersey called Rexy's that the Flyers used to go to all the time. And it burnt down. And the next day, all the players wore black armbands to the fucking practice. And Rex, I was like, that's such an ECW thing. Like, I can see that happening. But, ECW, the movie, needs to happen.
Yeah. Now, here's a question for you. Who would star in the movie? Adam from Downingtown wants to know, who would be your top stars in the movie?
Man.
Or who would you cast, rather, I should say.
Yeah, I don't even really know current actors that well, but I don't know. I'd have to get back to on that one.
I think, Machete wants to know, now that we're on this topic, who would play Blue Meanie in the movie?
I think we kind of tackled this one before. Oh my God, what's his name? Jonah Hill?
Yep. I could see that.
Yeah, the kid from Superbad.
I could see that.
He's done more things since then, but Wolf of Wall Street. But like a Jonah Hill, I think he'd be pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I got another question from the Pod Squad here. Nate Smythe wants to know, Meanie, I know you guys have been talking a lot recently about the UFOs, but what other conspiracy theories do you believe?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of them, but I don't think fucking Oswald acted alone. Just for the fact that, like, you talk about that rifle and everything like that. He might have been there. He might have got a shot off. I don't know, and we'll never know because they won't release fucking anything about it. But I don't think he acted alone. I kind of think that, the JFK thing happened because he was going to, what was going on? He's going to pull out of it. What's that?
I said there was a lot. I think probably Vietnam was the biggest thing.
He was going to pull out of Vietnam or something. And like, supposedly, the big war people were like, no, we make money from war. Keep that war going. But there's so many different theories, there's so many different theories on it. And, I love conspiracy theories, but I loved them until the day and age to where people start believing everything's a conspiracy theory. Everything's a false flag event. You could be watching a mass shooting. They're like, oh, this is a false flag event. This, that, that, and that. It's like, dude, it's happening right now. How do you know this? The cops aren't even fucking there.
Right.
How is this a false flag event, But, I was always into UFOs, ghosts, Bigfoot, just different shit. But, the JFK thing will probably never go away as far as, conspiracy theories that, no way Oswald acted alone, the grassy knoll, the plume of smoke on the grassy knoll and stuff like that. So, And then the magic bullet, just happened to appear next to his body, in pristine condition. Just, just so many things. But, right now, like, as we're recording on a Friday before, the January 26th hearings. What's today? 21st?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baseball. The hearings are this Wednesday, the 26th, and holy shit. Like the name of last week's episode, dadgummit. I mean, I'm ready for it. Like I've watched the documentaries. I've, read everything, and now that like people are actually taking it serious, important people are taking it seriously. And one news station is fucking actually covering it, News Nation or whatever. Nobody's really touching it, but, yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I want to see the shit they haven't shown us. That they, Representative Burchett says that he's seen. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I
have to agree with you with the Kennedy thing. There's part of me that is a realist where I really think that Kennedy, the shooting with Oswald was perhaps just him. But I also think that there's more that meets the eye from, as far as like maybe a conspiracy standpoint, like a group of people were involved in that. I have questions about the magic bullet as well. Looking at that bullet, knowing the apparent trajectory of where that bullet was supposed to go, it just doesn't seem. And then all of a sudden it pops up on the stretcher or wherever it was. It was like, why? Like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So, definitely a lot of questions there. No, I think, I'm trying to think of anything else. I think Kennedy JFK is probably, I think the biggest one for me. And then I used to always, I was a firm believer for many years that, the CIA was trying to get Castro, and then it comes out that all that information is correct, and all the stuff they did with the Chicago outfit and the mafia, Eisenhower's CIA was basically, hey, you do whatever we ask you to do. You kill Castro, and we'll just keep letting you run rampant through Chicago. And they wanted to come up with ideas to actually kill him, which included like some kind of exploding cigar or something. And when you hear that stuff, it's like it's sort of in this weird space, and you're like, oh, that's bullshit. That can't be real. And then you find out, like, when they release these documents and the leaks happen, you're like, oh fuck, like what were they thinking? Like, why would they? Like it's just it's really on top of so many other things that have come out since then. But I would say Kennedy is probably for me the biggest one that I would stick on.
Do you believe that Elvis is still alive?
No, I don't think Elvis is still alive. I don't think Tupac is still alive.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they both died the way that they said they did. I definitely have a lot of questions about Tupac's murder and also Biggie's murder. I think there's a super vast, cover up that's happening on that. And I think that involves, like the Las Vegas Police Department and the LAPD and all kinds of other people that were involved in that. That goes all the way up to like the top. And there's evidence to suggest that that's true too, which is kind of crazy. But no, I think Elvis is. What do you think? Do you think Elvis and Tupac are dead, or do you think they're still alive somewhere in maybe Havana?
They're on the UFO with Bigfoot. But I just saw you taking a sip there, so I just want to make it pop. Yeah, they're probably dead. Mm-hmm. Now, if you said Andy Kaufman was still alive, I might buy into that, knowing that everything he's done, to keep up with the kayfabe.
I'll tell you what, man, Lawler talked to me for at least 20 minutes about Andy Kaufman and answered every question I had about him. And, he was, I thought it was disrespectful to ask him, like, how he felt after he passed and all like that. But I would not be surprised at any point in my life to find out that Andy Kaufman actually lived longer than what he said, But I think, I definitely think I for sure would not be shocked. Excuse me. Matt from Dover wants to know, hey, Meanie, who's the bigger heel? MJF or Dirty Dominic Mysterio?
Well, MJF kind of turned babyface, didn't he?
Yeah. I think maybe more in a sense as like when he was a heel.
Yeah, I think Dom just gets more natural heel heat just because, dude, you just put his face on camera and the crowd goes, boo. You know, just, he really does. Look, MJF, fantastic talent, fantastic worker. But, like, you know, his heel work is good enough to where it gets him over as a babyface. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll come out and people kind of cheer him, you know, because he'll say something, you know, witty or, yeah, he's so funny. He's smart. He's fucking talented. He's fucking in fantastic shape. But as far as being a plain old heel, Dominic's the better heel. Because in the back, you know, MJF in the back of your mind, everybody's like kind of secretly like laughing at the stuff he's saying. With Dominic, he's saying stuff to like, oh, you know, what a jerk off, you know, just, you know, the stuff, you know, leading up to WrestleMania, you know, him getting in his mom's face and just seeing his sister's reaction and, you know, Ray finally having enough as a father and running up and punching his own son in the face, which got a fucking an enormous nuclear pop.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I got such a nuclear pop was because Dominic was so good at wanting you to see him get punched like that. So I would say Dirty Dom. He's fucking great. And dude, man, it's come along so way. I mean, he's been in the business since he was a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Did that with Eddie Guerrero and Ray. But now, fucking great.
Yeah.
It's great. And I hope Judgment Day lasts forever, man. This is a good faction. I hope they don't disband them, you know. Hope nothing... hope they don't end it too soon because they got a good thing with him.
They do. I think that the faction in general is really. It feels like it's been firing on all cylinders, and it feels like the way they're positioning them is a lot like the Bloodline, right? Like it's the same trajectory with that faction. I'm all about Dominic Mysterio. I've long felt that he is the best heel in the game, and it's that natural heat that comes from him just existing. Right? Like he doesn't have to say a word in the ring and he gets nuclear fucking heat, man. So I think from that aspect, I agree. I think Dominic is the guy. And he just won the NXT North American Championship, which I think is a great thing. And again, this might be, you know, we may be past and, you know, listening to this, but I think that was the right move. And I honestly, like, I hope that Finn Balor wins the Big Gold 2.0 coming up at SummerSlam. I think that's the right move, and I hope they don't split them up. I have that feeling, that weird feeling like that split's coming, but I think it's also like maybe not. You know, like maybe they're swerving us. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Mark and Dryden wants to know, what are your guys' thoughts on the Adrian Adonis episode of Dark Side of the Ring?
I thought it was probably one of the better episodes of Dark Side. Just because nobody really talks about Adrian Adonis and more people should. Mm-hmm. It touched my heart to see how good of a fan man he was. You know, he might have been this big tough guy on the street, but when he was with his wife and kids, he was a sweetheart, you know. Reminds me of a Van Halen song called Big Bad Bill is Sweet William Now. You know, this big tough guy, you know, is sweet around his wife and kids. And that really tugged at my heartstrings. It also tugged at my heartstrings that there's a photo of him wearing a Philadelphia Eagles shirt too. So, but I learned a lot about him too. I did, you know, you knew he was from New York, but I didn't know he was from like Buffalo. I didn't know he was rolling around with connected guys and stuff like that. But there was also that mystery around how he died. There's so much, there's so much, you know, to borrow a phrase from Conrad Thompson, rumor and innuendo about how he died. I had heard that, like, they hit a moose and he fucking went through the front of, I heard he went through the windshield and all this, that, and the other thing. And forgive me, I can't think of the name of the twins that were riding with him. But,
Mike and Pat Kelly.
Seeing the brother talk about his brother, fucking, oh, I'm almost getting welled up now. Talking about, his brother and missing his brother, and just seems like a guy you just want to fucking hug. Just probably a big bruiser guy, but just to see a guy like that, well up, talking about, his brother in that moment, just want to reach out and give that guy a fucking hug and buy him a beer. Just to me, that was like one of the best fucking episodes of Dark Side. People go, oh, they only talk about the bad stuff, but here's Dark Side, showing how good of a man he was, and to have Brett on there singing his praises too, because I was a huge Adrian Adonis fucking fan. I was having this thought the other night too. I don't know why Manny Fernandez came up tonight or last night. I was talking about somebody. Manny Fernandez came up. Talk about two of the best short-term tag teams in the business. In the NWA, it was Manny Fernandez, Rick Rude, when they won the NWA tag belts. Mm-hmm. But in WWE, one of the best tag teams that they had that was only short run was Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch. Mm-hmm. They talk about two like polar opposites. You got a redneck and a city guy. Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch and the boy from New York City with Adrian Adonis, too. But they worked still well together. And I was kind of pissed that they won the tag belts at first, because when Rocky Johnson and Tony Ellis won the tag belts, I fucking cried. Like, that was the first time, like the first match I had ever seen on, TV was, Fuji Saito versus Martel Garea, and that was a title switch. So to see this on, and the match went like almost the entire length of the show that morning, and just being on the edge of my seat crying, and then all of a sudden, Adrian Adonis, Dick Murdoch seemed to win the belts almost like a couple weeks later, which threw me for a fucking loop. But looking back now, it's weird that the wrestlers who, I appreciate more. Mm-hmm. I'm into the business. Bob Orton, when I was a kid, I hated Bob Orton because I was supposed to, as a fan, I was supposed to hate him because he was, then you go watch Bob Orton work and you're like, oh, he was so good. Adrian Adonis, you watch him work and you go, oh man, he's so good. And, not too many people, more people should be singing his praises, and, if you're an aspiring wrestler, aspiring big man too, because he can move for a big guy, Yeah. The heartbreaking thing is, he got a little bit out of shape with the AWA and, went and fucking got back in shape and starting to, come back around and work Japan and, become Adrian of old. Kind of like the Candido story. Yeah. Candido, got his shit together and was like the Candido of old. Like Lance Storm said, he was like Smoky Mountain Chris all over again. And then just to have something like that, with Chris with the broken ankle and the blood clot, but just a car wreck like that in Canada, just fucking take out a guy like that who was on his way to, redeeming himself, so to speak. Yeah, the Adrian Adonis episode was probably one of my favorite episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. It was probably one of the most well done episodes because I learned they've had plenty of good episodes, but then just to learn shit I never knew on Adrian Adonis was awesome. And to see his family and just to hear how great of a family man was, easily one of my favorite episodes.
Meanie.
Yes, sir.
Cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
This summer, it's not about the size of those cannonballs. It's about making the splash with our friends at Manscaped. Prep for barbecue season by making sure your grill master has the hottest dogs the summer's ever seen. When you're at the cookout, let the meat speak for itself with Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. It's time to get ready and not sweaty, Meanie, by going to manscaped.com right now and using promo code MINDMeanie for 20% off, plus free shipping. And Meanie, I gotta tell you, you use some of them generic store brand razors to trim Little John and the East Side Boys, and you're gonna get some nicks, you're gonna get some cuts, and you're gonna get some scrapes. I gotta tell you, man, using the Manscaped products, the Performance Package 4.0 has helped my confidence, not only looking at myself in the mirror, but also with Mrs. Goober, if you know what I'm talking about. The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to guarantee you'll have the most mouth-watering treats at the party. They have even built the ultimate bundle for your summer grooming. Their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower has a 7,000 RPM motor, meaning, I don't know if you know all this, but it also has a new multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock so you don't get any uncomfortable buzzing in your luggage. And it gives you the ability to turn off the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave if you're like me in the shower at 4:30. Did I mention, Meanie, that this trimmer is waterproof too? Beach, pool, or shower, this razor will devour even the strongest pubes.
Let me tell you something, sir. It is summertime, and I like to go in the pool. And speaking of cannonballs, I like to moisturize my cannonballs with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. After I put on a comfortable pair of the Manscaped boxers, these are the most comfortable boxer shorts I have ever worn in my life, and I love them.
I'm wearing them right now. No shit. I legitimately am wearing them, and they are so comfortable. They're soft. They're breathable. They give me extra room for Little John of the East Side Boys. And you'll get a set of Manscaped boxers and the Shed travel bag inside of the Performance Package 4.0 as a free gift. Now, wearing sandals with some nasty toenails is nasty during the summer months. Looks like you're going to jump into the water and catch trout. The good news is that they added in something new, the Shears 2.0, a luxury nail grooming set, which includes stainless steel nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors. And as a treat, you should add in the crop mops to your order, a moist towelette specifically for your beach balls, Meanie. It's the best midday refresher to stop your popsicle from melting. So go ahead right now, Meanie. Where can they go right now?
Go to manscaped.com and save 20% when you use our coupon code MINDMeanie.
That's 20% off plus free shipping by using promo code MINDMeanie at manscaped.com. Manscaped, the perfect way to get your patty sizzling hot this summer. And we want to thank them, as always, for sponsoring the program. I haven't had a chance to watch it. It's on my to-do list, that and the Chris Candido episode. I'm a big fan of Dark Side of the Ring, and I'm looking forward to checking it out, but I've heard nothing but, outside of yours as well, nothing but positive things about the Adonis episode. I remember one of the first matches I remember watching when I was a kid was we watched WrestleMania 3, and it was Adrian Adonis. I'm going to the Google right now to find out who he was against. Oh, who the fuck was it? Oh, Roddy Piper. And Brutus Beefcake cut his hair off. It was the hair versus hair match. Yeah. And I remember that was like, I remember watching him and being like, oh, they're both really great, and that was, I think, when my fandom of Piper started. And then also Adrian Adonis was there, but I don't think he was with the company much longer after that. So I think, obviously, kind of out of sight, out of mind at the time. But I'm looking forward to checking it out and giving you my feedback and my analysis. Mark and Dryden also wants to know, hey guys, what are your thoughts on this statement from dear old Uncle Dave Meltzer? He commented and said, I quote, I thought that was the best American tag team match ever on television, which is referring to FTR versus Juice Robinson and Jay White.
I didn't see the match, so I can't quote on it, but I'll say this. Dave, just start things off with, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Can you just say, in my opinion, that was the best match, and blah, 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 blah. Saying it the way he does is stating it as if it's a fact. And then people go, oh, well, then that must be a fact. He's He's an older gentleman. He's been around a while. He's seen a lot of things. That must be the truth. But if he would just say, in my opinion, then you can't argue it because the guy says his opinion. Now, I'm sure everybody in that match is fucking super fucking talented. Love FTR. I love everybody in that match is fucking top notch. I didn't see the match, so I can't fucking comment on it. I have it on the DVR. I'll go back and watch it. But just to state it as fact, the first opinion is the only problem I have with that statement. Say, in my opinion, that was probably the best match on TV ever. Well, there's been a lot of matches on fucking TV, Dave. Yeah. I'm trying to say this way. I'm trying not to discount the guys because it could have been. I just haven't seen it, but I don't know. Just please, for the record, Dave, state it as an opinion, not a fact.
Yeah, listen, it's, I think that's my biggest problem with Dave in general. All of these things are subjective. My opinion about a tag team match could be different than Meanie's. It could be different than Dave's. It could be different than Lucha's, or Mark and Dryden. We all have different things that we enjoy about wrestling. We all have different opinions on things, and that's what makes it fun. Yeah. But I think people too, and again, I don't know Dave. I've never met him. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know much about him other than his, 7-star Tokyo ratings. But I don't think Dave should be viewed as somebody who is taken at fact level. All of his writings and things are all opinion pieces. It's op-eds, right? And the star ratings are subjective too. Okay, great. You liked Omega and Okada. Somebody may not have. Other people may not have enjoyed it as much. It's okay to have a disagreement and have discourse about it. But, no, I agree with that. I think it's subjective. And I think that, FTR is great. I love FTR. Jay White, I'm just really starting to get to know. I'm not real familiar with Juice Robinson. I'm sure the match was a banger. But it's, is it the best on TV? Well, who's to say? I don't know. I agree with that. Veterans with Benefits podcast wants to know if you meet someone from back home, I guess as a Philadelphia native, that's a Dallas Cowboys fan, are they automatically a heel in your eyes? Hashtag Go Birds.
Yeah. You live in Philadelphia, born, raised, or at least on the fucking outskirts,
Yeah.
Like I would say, Philadelphia owns New Jersey from Trenton down. Trenton up belongs to New York. Yeah. What the fuck's your problem? Just show me on the dial where the bad man hurt you. And I just fucking, holy shit. I can go to a fucking Eagles game right here. You live in Philly. You're nowhere near fucking Dallas. Forget the fact that, you're a Philadelphian. So everybody who hates the Eagles, it just assumes every Philadelphian is like that. So you're getting lumped in with Eagles fans no matter what. So, yeah, I don't get it. Look, unless you live in a city where there's no pro sports teams, now Vegas has a fucking team, but, back in the day, Vegas didn't have a team. So a lot of people latched on to the California teams, whether it's the Raiders or the Rams, or more Raiders than anything. But now that the Raiders are there, it's all right. But you're in a city where that has its own fucking home team. The first word in the fucking team's name is Philadelphia.
Right.
You're from Philadelphia. Your taxes pretty much probably paid for that stadium as well. So the fact that and so where's your fucking civic fucking pride?
Right.
Imagine if you're in high school and you start rooting for the fucking opposing team. I would think the people from your high school would beat your fucking ass. Right? I went to Atlantic City High School and our fucking One of our main rivals was Holy Spirit High School. Now, if I'm in the gym in Atlantic City High School and they're playing Holy Spirit, I go Holy Spirit. People are going to turn around and fucking fuck me up.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Oh, my dad, well, fuck him too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's no reason.
I was a big fan of the Star. You're going to see fucking stars.
Yeah. Especially in Philly, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Like,
Dude.
There's no reason for anyone to be a Dallas Cowboys fan. No reason whatsoever. They are, Danny, what are they? Tell them what it is when you watch a Cowboys game.
This is a drizzling shit.
Every time, every day, forever and ever until the end of time. Fuck the Cowboys. But
That's child abuse. You know, if somebody lets their kid root for the Cowboys, fucking child abuse.
It is, and you should be investigated. And also, too, the fact that you are a Cowboys fan in Philadelphia or the surrounding counties, because it's really all one big section of Philadelphia. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be You should be chopped out on a piece of ice and set adrift. That's how I feel. I can see ya. Bye.
Yeah. Nice little shove with the foot. Bye.
Out you go into the middle of the fucking Atlantic because fucking you have betrayed yourself and your family. You have sullied your family's name and you deserve to float in the ocean. So, no. I mean, it could have been super easy. You could have been a fucking, an Eagles fan or really anybody else I feel like would be acceptable except for the Cowboys. I mean, have fun. Have fun with Dak Prescott dropping the ball every 30 seconds.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You seen where Dak said he's not going to throw more than 10 interceptions the year. I was like, dude, you're going to throw 5 in the first fucking game.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Dak Prescott's the fucking worst, man. You just look at him and he's like Carlton from Fresh Prince. It's like,
I love it, man.
Dak Prescott likes mayonnaise. I don't know.
He definitely eats Hunt's ketchup. That's for sure. There's not a chance he eats Heinz. Yeah. He's the shit, dude.
Dak Prescott says catsup. Instead of ketchup. Dak Prescott wears socks and sliders.
He definitely fucking wears pajama. He wears Cookie Monster pajama pants to fucking Arlington Cemetery. That's Dak Prescott. That's the shit he does, man. That's him and that other guy that I actually met. Oh my God. Yeah, no, fuck the Cowboys forever and ever until the end of time. Friend of the show, RJ Krasinski wants to know, what's up, RJ? What's going on, dude?
What up, RJ? Good to hear you.
Is there such a thing as too much wrestling?
No. Well, you can have a lot of wrestling, but in small doses. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 hours of Raw is fucking brutal.
Yeah.
But if you had 3 different WWE shows, it'd be all right, Yeah. No, dude, every Saturday morning I'd watch more than 3 hours of wrestling every Saturday, but it was broken up into sections. I had WWE All-Star Wrestling. WWF All-Star Wrestling. Then I had WWF Championship Wrestling. Then I had NWA Worldwide Wrestling. And then I would have AWA Wrestling. And then, like I said, I would channel surf. Then I found Bill Watts UWF. And then Pacific Pro Wrestling from Hawaii. And, dude, I lived in Atlantic City where we got New York channels. We got Philly and New York. So I would watch Championship Wrestling, All-Star Wrestling on the Philly channels, and I'd rewatch them on the New York channels, which is kind of cool because, Howard Finkel would do those voiceovers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an event coming up at Poughkeepsie, But then you would hear him on the Philly stations. We're coming to the Ag Hall, I would watch a lot of wrestling, but it was a lot of just sectioned off into different shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making somebody watch a 3 hour show fucking brutal.
Yeah.
If it's an hour and a half is perfect. Memphis had the right formula.
Yeah.
They would have Saturday morning 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. That was perfect. But no, there's not too much wrestling. Isn't too much wrestling. It's just got to be broken up.
Yeah, I agree.
Shuffle it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Philly, we had Channel 48 here in Philly that fucking had wrestling 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. They do ECW. They would have NWA Wildside. They'd have an hour of Memphis. And I forget the other promotions, but yeah, there's no such thing as too much wrestling. Just too much. You got to do them in small doses.
I agree.
Like a gummy.
Yep. Or a Rolaids when you have heartburn.
Yeah.
Lucha Luchoso wants to know. Pod Squad member Lucha Luchoso wants to know. Lucha. Would you like to make a bet on the Eagles versus the New York Jets? If Eagles win, I pay double my Patreon rate. Which, by the way, you can go and sign up right now. Patreon.com/MindOfTheMeanie. October 15th they play.
The New York Jets have never beaten the Philadelphia Eagles in a regular season game. Now, here's the thing. It's like, they got Aaron Rodgers now. Aaron Rodgers wanted to leave the Packers because they weren't giving him any new weapons. And he goes to the Jets and gets the old weapons he had at Green Bay.
Dummy.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a couple weeks still on that one. I mean, what do I fucking put in?
Yeah.
I mean, he says he'll pay double his Patreon. What the fuck do I have to do?
Yeah. Why don't you think about Lucha? Think about that and get back to us.
He left that part out.
What does Meanie have to do? He's gonna be the.
I can't blindly just say yes when I don't know what the other. I'm not a gambler anyway. I don't know. I don't like betting.
What are the stakes, sir? We need to know what the stakes are.
Yeah. I still owe my friend Casey Yingling from when the fucking Blackhawks beat the fucking Flyers in the Stanley Cup. I was supposed to send Casey Yingling to fucking Chicago. I was like, how am I fucking mailing?
No, gotta travel it out there. I still owe Bob Kelly a fucking case of Guinness for some reason. It's been at least 2 years. I gotta get it to him. Carlo Carlson, friend of the show, wants to know. I'll take another crack at this hashtag Ask Meanie. This is for both Blue and Goob. If Mind of the Meanie actually did become a buddy cop TV show, how would you cast Mrs. Meanie, Mrs. Goober, and the Chief of Police?
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't want to cast. You're asking me to cast my wife, and that's like poison. It's like there's no right fucking answer.
I think if we can answer this.
I look like you?
Yeah. Who did you say it was again? Tell me. Adam, who did you say I was on the show? Oh, wow.
I look nothing like her. Not that Mrs. Meanie talks like that.
Now, Corey.
That's stepping on a fucking landmine right there, asking that fucking question.
Yeah, Mrs. Goober will turn into Vince McMahon. You said what? No, I'm just kidding. But he's got a puke. Now, I would say the Chief of Police.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
That one, yeah. Maybe Johnny Knoxville?
I would love fucking Al Bundy. Fucking,
yeah. I don't know.
All right now? I don't know. Otherwise, a bologna sandwich, Peg.
Ed O'Neill is the bum wench.
That's as far as my Al Bundy goes. Yeah,
I was good. It was good.
All right, Peg.
I would say Knoxville would be a fun choice, but I think Ed O'Neill is the right one. That would be where I would go. Carlo's got another question here. Oh, he's got one for me today. Oh, thank you. I got one more question for Adam. What exactly does it mean to, quote, go touch grass? What does it mean to go touch grass? What it means is to stop taking things so fucking seriously online. Like, Twitter is not a real place, right? Like, our social medias are an avatar of what exists in the real world, and it's a figment of people's imaginations. It's cultivated to make people view you as something, right? It's the best qualities of yourself, or sometimes the worst qualities of yourself, right? I think "go touch grass" and friend of the show Cameron Hawkins really kind of popularized this phrase, so he would be the one to bring on and talk about it. But I think really it just means like stop being so serious about everything, right? Every time there's discourse or discussions about WWE or AEW on Twitter or social media, it turns into this like super tribalistic, like really difficult thing, and everybody gets so serious and so fucking angry at each other. And it's just like, go outside, man. There's an entire beautiful, large world outside to go and look at and enjoy. And instead you're spending time screaming at, no default photo, super bad 6'9", 420 because he thinks that, Kenny Omega is a better champion than Roman Reigns. And it's just like, guys, it's not that deep. Like, it's just, and I think that's really the epitome of what it means to go touch grass. But it's also my favorite response to people when they start popping off online. It's like, really just, I don't engage with trolls online either. Meanie and I are very much the same way. Like, I no-sell pretty much everything. And it's just,
that's the way to go.
It really is. Like, I don't have time to do this shit. I don't care if you agree with me or not. This is my Twitter feed. You're here by your own choice. You can leave if you want to. I really don't care. It makes no difference in my life whatsoever. So,
if somebody walked up to your house and started yelling in your window, you would close the window. Just, and pull down the shades. It's the same thing, I made that mistake in the early days of, it wasn't social media then, but just the internet with message boards and stuff like that, people trolling, and it's like, why did I give them that much time of my life?
Yeah.
That I'll never get back.
Yeah.
You'd be on fucking on AOL or whatever internet service from fucking 10 in the morning to fucking midnight, just arguing with fucking people, and you go out and your whole fucking mood's ruined for the fucking day because you're thinking about that one asshole that said one thing to you. And this was before cell phones, so you had to run home to a computer, log in, type in, go to your bookmarks, go, here, you just fucking go, okay, Twitter.
Yep.
And there it is. Dude, I've wasted so much time arguing with fucking people who mean nothing to me.
Honest to God, dude. I had that happen to me
because
this past week.
Their whole purpose online, and that sounds cruel to say, but their sole purpose online is to try to make me angry, like troll, and make me angry. It
happened to me this week with someone that I knew, I don't know, 20-some years ago. Somebody that I used to hang out with in high school. Like my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page is my own page, and like my Instagram and stuff. And I tend to share a lot about myself, because it's my space. Like that's where I write my things, and I get my emotions out, and it's just, that's the way that my mind operates, and it works for me, right? So I've been, not to get too personal, but I've been in this, self-exploration period of my life, and going through different things with, therapy and stuff like that. And I wrote something that was really personal to a younger version of myself. And I used a photo that I, thought was, it was kind of silly, like from back in the day. I was probably wasted in Pittsburgh, to be honest with you. I don't remember where it was, but I remember like looking at it and being like, oh my God, this is the perfect representation of me at that age. And that was really personal, really deep. And I'm not going to repeat what the person said, but like he fucking trolled me on this post on my Facebook page. And I'm sitting there, and for a minute I was like, I'm going to fucking pop off at this guy, right? Because who the fuck is this guy? And it's my ego, right? My ego gets hit right for a second. But then I honest to God, I swear to God, in my head, I heard you go, no, sell it. No, sell it. And I was like, what the fuck? And I literally, it like reshaped and refocused what I was thinking. It was like, why am I wasting so much time and energy and anger and effort on a person who genuinely means less than zero to me, right? And I just deleted the comment and I blocked him. I blocked him on all the socials, and I moved on. And I was like, that was a really, really nice feeling. It was a really like freeing feeling to not feel like I had to respond to somebody in that way. And that's kind of how I'm going to approach everything from now on. It's like, you don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anybody anything. You're not going to get the response you're looking for out of me going forward. So, yeah. No, that was a good.
Just sit there and fucking wait and be miserable by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not going to get it. Go find somebody else to fuck with because you're not going to get it from me.
Nope.
Let's see. What else we have? Only a couple more questions here. Our friend of the show, RJ Krasinski, wants to know if the U.S. military created a bomb that when it would explode would be a meanie fart. What would be the name of it? What would the name of it be? And when it blows up, what would happen?
Shit. Yeah, hold on.
Shit,
probably that.
Yep.
Yeah, shit, yeah. Probably the fucking the blue streak. Fucking the blue light special.
There you go.
Call it the blue light special because once it takes over your senses, it's game over.
Yep.
You know. What was the question?
Yeah, he wants to know. What would it do? Yeah, what would happen?
Oh yeah, just fucking. You would not be able to think or form complete sentences, and every sentence would end with a question mark.
It's a neurological mindfuck. What happens is it seeps into your nose, and it takes away the ability to process up here. That's what happens. I mean, it farts at a concert and shuts it down. The guy forgot the words.
Yeah.
Please stop farting.
Yeah. Please stop farting. Mission accomplished.
I can't not picture this man's face while he just said, please stop.
And I had to stay deadpan just like this. Dude. I was unleashing the worst farts of my life, and I'm just standing there like this.
So good. Dude, it's so good. So
you
fucking
do
good.
You gotta do the one cheek sneak where you pull the butt cheek out and it just goes.
Yep. trying to call the dog. You're like, get that nice.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm going through a box of Good and Plenty's.
Swampy.
Yeah.
Swampy Good and Plenty's. Oh, God. It's as bad as the swampy pajama pants at Arlington. Juice Dependence Day. Our friend Primetime Grape wants to know with our final question of the day. If either of you, I got to read this like a movie trailer. If either of you ever in a world, if either of you ever had a vacuum cleaner break and you absolutely had no other way to eliminate pesky dust from a surface, would you strongly consider chugging a seltzer and channeling the most demonic belch to blow away that filth? Yep, sure would.
Fucking mission, sound like a fucking challenge, but
yeah.
I always think of the movie What We Did in the Shadows when they're arguing about doors and vampires. Yeah, it's a fake documentary on vampires in New Zealand, and they're having a flat meeting amongst vampires, and they're talking about chores. And the one guy goes, I dragged the body down the hall, and I noticed there was no dust. So I kind of swept the hallway. That would be my excuse for burping or farting away dust.
Yeah.
Which, I always say, I'm getting a little older, so pretty soon they'll be saying I'm farting dust. So
if you start farting dust, I would be like, oh my God, it's brilliant. It's come full circle. I love it. It would be blue. Yeah. If it was any color, though, as we know, it would be blue dust. See how we tied it back there to the gimmick, sir. Thank you all so much for these questions. We enjoy them. I know I can speak for Meanie for this as well. We enjoy these questions from you every single week. Gives us a chance to talk about pretty much anything like we did today. And we love it so much. Please continue to tweet us your questions. Send them on Threads. Comment on our Instagram. Send them to us via carrier pigeon. We will answer them on the show using the hashtag AskMeanie. And I'm Meanie. I want to thank you for being a part of this program each and every week. And I want people to know who are listening to this where they can find you, sir, and keep up with Blue on social media.
If you'd like to follow Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now Threads at Blue Meanie BWO. If you'd like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to prowrestlingtees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon code Meanie or use coupon code MIND. Save 10% at collarandelbowbrand.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. Go get yourself some of the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm and get some shampoo there while you're there too. At MadCatBeardCare.com. Shout out to my boy Josh Thornton, who takes all the proceeds and takes care of the local feral cats in this neighborhood. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, and releases them back feeling better than ever. So, MadCatBeardCare.com. Figure Collections Bone Crushing Series Variants 1 of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1 can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Get yourself some Blue Meanies. If you would like the Blue Meanie to appear on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's PODSTARZ.net. Register your podcast and hit me up. Get you on your show. Shout out to Jim Nelson over at glaciersofIce.com. Jim made a 3 of 3 only handmade custom BWO Air Jordan 1 sneakers for Stevie, Nova, and myself. Each pair takes Jim about 50 hours per pair. Follow Jim on all forms of social media to see him make these wonderful shoes at GOI Kicks. That's all forms of social media at GOI Kicks. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Let's go over there, ask for a video and let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter over there at cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, can't say that. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you?
Oh, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on all forms of social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. You can find me there at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So go ahead and follow me there and say hello. Go ahead and check out foundationradio.net. It's my second show as well on the Premier Podcast Network, which you can find both of these programs, plus a lot of other cool shit here. So check me out there. Lots of great conversations happening now. Lots of great content in the archive. FoundationRadio.net. Go to BrothersGaddor.com and pick up your very first officially licensed Adam Barnard Wrestle Buddy. There's only 25 in existence, and they're almost sold out, which is fucking amazing. So thank you to everyone who's bought one. Pick one up now. And you can also pick up your very own Blue Meanie Wrestle Buddy. And as well, friends, two-pack. You can get your very own favorite podcast hosts here together in one place. Go to brothersgaddor.com now. Pick one up. The Feinberg Method, go to thefeinbergmethod.com and use promo code Goober. Save up to 20% off your entire purchase, not just physical well-being, but also mental health as well. Brad Feinberg, the trainer to the stars. Go there to feinbergmethod.com. I want to rep my friends at the 10th Ward Barbershop. Lawrenceville on the outskirts of beautiful sunny downtown Pittsburgh. Go to 10thwardbarbershop.com. Ask for Kane or Jordan and tell them Goober sent you. Go check them out today. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Go to Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Sign up today. Become a part of the Pod Squad. Watch the show early and ad-free. You get to see our beautiful smiling faces every week as we record here. Also want to thank our sponsors at Manscaped and everyone else who sponsored the show that you heard during the program. Meanie, I want to thank you and the Pod Squad for being here today for another full episode of Ask Meanie. Don't forget, friends, leave us a 5-star review. Tell your friends. Go out in the street when you're at Wawa. Yell at someone in the world. Say, hey, go listen to Mind of the Meanie, goddammit. And leave us a 5-star review. Let us know how we're doing. We appreciate you listening every week. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order.
of the Meanie. Peace.
Blue World Order.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is produced by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Mind of the Meanie and become our patron on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order.
Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?